Hello, my dear cat lovers. Let's talk about something today. You buy your little treasure the best food, the funniest toys, the coziest bed. You're ready to grant their every wish. But there's one thing that probably keeps you up at night. You put out a full bowl of clean, fresh water, then it remains almost untouched. Day after day. Sound familiar? Sometimes it feels like a global feline conspiracy, as if they've secretly agreed to ignore our efforts and drink as little as possible, just to make us worry. But what if I told you that this weird habit isn't catitude, but an echo from the distant past, a whisper from their wild ancestors that still rings in their genes? Unlocking this mystery will not only help us understand them better, but also make their lives healthier and longer. So, block 1. Why do they even do that? Why do cats drink so little? The answer takes us back thousands of years to the arid deserts of the Middle East, the cradle of Felis silvestris libica, the wild ancestor of all our domestic floofs. In those harsh conditions, water was an incredible treasure, and evolution found a genius solution. The ancestors of cats learned to get almost all the moisture they needed from their prey: mice, lizards, birds. Their bodies were perfectly tuned to this liquid diet. Picture a desert nomad who knows how to find water in a cactus versus a tourist with a plastic bottle. Your cat is a direct descendant of that nomad. Their internal settings are still telling them, don't look for water, look for food. It has everything you need. So when they see a water bowl, that ancient instinct doesn't scream, drink, like it does for us. It just casually notes, oh, right, water. That exists. But what happens when the prey in their bowl is dry, crunchy kibble? That's where the problem begins. This amazing adaptation to desert life gave cats a real superpower, and that's our second block: incredible biology. We're talking about their kidneys. A cat's kidneys are a true marvel of nature's engineering. They can concentrate urine to a degree that we humans can't even imagine. This allows them to expel toxins from their bodies while losing a minimal amount of precious moisture. Their water conservation efficiency is several times higher than ours. It's thanks to this superpower that a cat can survive heat or stress that would leave us severely dehydrated. This system worked flawlessly for centuries. But in a modern apartment where the main diet is dry food, this superpower becomes an Achilles heel. The kidneys start working overtime, constantly trying to squeeze water from a body that's barely getting any. This is how the risk of chronic kidney disease is born. That's why our job is to help this ancient mechanism out. Since we're on the topic of risks, it's crucial to know how to read the secret signs. And this brings us to block 3, secrets of cat language. A cat will never complain to you directly about being thirsty, but their body can tell you a lot. The easiest and most reliable way to check if your pet is drinking enough is the skin turgor test. Gently lift the skin on their scruff, between the shoulder blades. Normally, it should snap right back into place. If the little tent of skin goes down slowly, it could be a sign of dehydration. Another signal is their gums. If they feel dry and tacky to the touch, instead of wet and slick, that's also a red flag. The most common mistake we make is waiting for obvious symptoms. We think that if the cat is happy and playful, everything is fine. But chronic low-grade dehydration is an invisible enemy that chips away at their health for years. Our observation skills are the best defense for our furry friend. So how do we get them to drink more? Let's bust a popular myth. And here we are in Block 4 Mythbusters. The myth is, a cat playing with the stream from a faucet is just goofing around. To many, this seems like a cute quirk, a funny game. We think it's adorable. We film it, but we're missing the point. In reality, it's not a game. It's the scream of an instinct. In the wild, standing water like a puddle is often dangerous. It's a breeding ground for bacteria and can be contaminated. but flowing, gurgling water in a stream or river is always fresh and safe. This ancient survival code is hardwired into their feline software. When your cat runs to the faucet, they're not playing. They're following millennia of wisdom that tells them, moving water is living water. Drink it. This is precisely why many cats are so suspicious of their bowls. The water in it is still and therefore potentially dead. Understanding this gives us a powerful tool to help them. We just need to make the water in their bowl more appealing, more alive. Realizing this brings us to Block 5, Us and Them, a history of a relationship. It is us, with all our love and care, who created the modern world for cats. But in doing so, we inadvertently created this drinking problem. It happened the moment we invented dry kibble. It was convenient for us, and cats even liked the taste. But we failed to consider that their desert programming wasn't ready for such an arid diet. We took the water out of their prey, and now it's our direct responsibility to put it back into their lives in other ways. This is a story about responsibility. If we change the rules of the game, we must give our pets new tools. The most touching part of this story is how we can do it. By turning their water source into a fun attraction, or placing multiple bowls in different spots to create a map of oases in the apartment. This care is more than just following vet recommendations. It's an act of love and a deep understanding of the creature we've welcomed into our lives. It says that we are willing to change for those we love. And now for our final 6th block, which will give you the key to success. Another reason your cat might be ignoring a seemingly perfect bowl of water is its location. Never put the water right next to the food. To us, it's logical. Here's the food, here's the drink. To a cat, it's unnatural. In the wild, a predator will never drink from a water source that's right next to its kill. The remains of the carcass could contaminate the water and make it dangerous. This instinct for cleanliness is incredibly strong. It's like if someone offered you a glass of water placed right next to a trash can. You wouldn't drink from it, right? For a cat, the food bowl is the kill site. A simple action moving the water bowl to another room, or at least a few feet away, can work an absolute miracle. Try placing a few bowls in unexpected places your cat likes to hang out. Turn the search for water into a fun exploration. You'll be amazed how much this changes their drinking habits. So, what's the secret? Why do our cats so stubbornly ignore water? The answer is both simple and complex. They still hear the call of the desert in their hearts. They aren't giving you catitude. They're just obeying ancient laws of survival that, in our modern world, are working against them. Our job, as their loving friends, isn't to force them, but to understand and get clever. Make their water alive like a stream, and clean by placing it far from their prey. So, what's the situation at your house? Have you noticed any weird drinking rituals from your kitties? Maybe they only drink from your mug or love licking droplets from the sink? Share your stories in the comments. It's incredibly interesting and helpful for all of us. And if this video helped you understand your little furry overlord a bit better, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We've solved the water mystery, but it's just one of the many puzzles the cat world holds. For example, did you know that your pet's litter box isn't just a toilet, but a kind of bulletin board where they leave important messages for you and the world? What they're writing and how to learn to read it is what we'll talk about next time. You don't want to miss it.